I put up here the handouts from like chapter 1. Here's the practice test I'm going to give you like right now, basically. Chapter 1 handouts, chapter 2 handouts. So there's the handouts from chapter 2. This one I'm going to give you today. You guys all with me? So then you can just get in there and get them if you want a fresh copy or if you missed it or whatever. I'll try to keep that up. If you notice me not, just kind of remind me, please. I really don't like Canvas and I don't like thinking about it, but I will try to put stuff up there if you remind me. Let me go ahead and give you the practice test, but just kind of glance at it, go, holy shit, and then put it away. Or you don't have to say holy shit. You can say whatever you want to. There you go. So real quick, you never, please, dear God, not just you don't have to, but do not turn this into me. I'm going to give you the answer key next week, so I don't need this turned into me. You don't have to do anything with this. You can make a paper airplane out of it, throw it somewhere, forget about it. Maybe don't litter, but you know. You guys all with me? This is just optional. If you're like, the homework's enough, dude, holy shit, then that's beautiful. But I remember, I've made practice tests ever since I first taught. My first class I taught, and I said, the test is coming up. And my student said, what does the test look like? And I'm like, I don't even know. I've never made a test before. So I made a practice test, and it was actually a real practice test for me, putting it together. And then ever since then, I've just done it and give the answer keys. So you don't have to do this at all. You can put it away, forget about it, or you can kind of scan it to see what kind of questions I'm going to ask, right? Yes?
So the practice test is like a direct reflection of what's going to be on the test?
The concepts, and here, you ready for a teacher answer? The concepts on the practice test will be represented on the test. So it doesn't mean I'm going to give you the exact same kind of problem, right? I have had colleagues that the test was the exact same as the practice test. And some of you guys are like, tell me who those are. Of course, that's complete and utter bullshit, but sorry, calling people out. I didn't name any names. But so I get people who are upset. They'll come up and say, this wasn't on the practice test. I'm like, yeah, it was. There's the idea right there. So be careful. I'm not going to make the test so different from the practice test. You with me? But it's not going to be just changing numbers, okay? The practice test is just to help you kind of work with the concepts. Okay, maybe. So if you do really well, if you do the practice test, you're like, oh, and then you check the answer key, like I only missed a couple, you are probably good for the test. That's the idea. Practice just kind of helps you point out weaknesses. Okay, anything else? All right, let me try to remember where we left off. What was the last thing we did? Let's see. Oh, I got summer brain. Oh, good. Okay, good. So we had that one handout that we haven't done the other side of it yet. Let me see. I should have them somewhere. Right. Did I give that out, please, dear God? There we go. Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. I think it's the, yeah. So, all right, let me do this. Come here, you. Okay, this is going to work. This is so full of stuff. I believe, it's the, ooh, yeah. Okay, it's this one. Have we haven't done this. Yeah, I said to skip this because we had done some examples of this already just to save time.
Do you have another copy of this?
Yeah. Sure. Who else needs one? Bam. Oh. Bam. So, okay. Does anyone want, I'll tell you what I could do. I could create an answer key for this and put it up on Canvas, or we could do it right now. I'm open to either thing.
Let's do it now.
Okay. Who needs to borrow a calculator? Bring up an ID or a precious item such as a phone. Ooh. Oh. Make sure it's got battery before you get too far away. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Sure. Shebang. Ooh, all right. So, take a minute and input this data here. Input that into list 1. And just to kind of remind you if you weren't here, just use one of these, Jeff. Ooh, I got a new one. Look out. We went over on the first day or the second day or something. Oh, shit. This way. By the way, let me point this out. If you hit the second key and the up arrow, it'll make the display brighter. If you hit the second key and the down arrow, it makes the display darker. So if your battery's starting to die, you might have to make the screen darker. It's sort of like an early warning that your battery's dying. Ready with me? Sort of. So second key and up or down controls the brightness of your screen. So if you missed the first day or the second day or whatever, watch the videos. We actually went over a few basics to do with this calculator. What's the most important button besides the on button, just to cut off any smart asses? Step. I love it. And then if you hit edit, that's where you can put data in. This is the data from the other day. So how do I clear that out? Sorry. So hit the stat button and then edit. So how do I clear that data out? So you might have empty lists, but how do I clear this one out? Go to L1 and then hit clear. Don't hit delete. Yeah. Because then your list just goes away. So go ahead and take a minute and put all those data points in there and try to see if you can sort it. And then I'll catch up to
It
you.
was L1 and then click left.
Yeah, go up to L1 and hit clear, enter.
Oh,
Yeah. Don't hit delete because then your list goes away. Poor little guy.
So just put the list back in.
Yeah, now just start putting the numbers in. These are different numbers. By the way, I know I said this last time, but just to remind everybody, quiz 2. Holy shit. It's happening Tuesday. Because what's Monday again? Juneteenth. It's a holiday. Don't come, please. Tuesday, and that will be on basically 2.1 through 2.4, which is stem and leaf up through box plot stuff, including histograms. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Oh, let me catch up to Jeff. You got to put this shit in here too. Oops. Oh shit. Kabam. There you go. Well, the only time we're ever going to use like more than one list is either to do calculations based on our data, or if I have two variables like grades and number of hours spent studying. Grades would go in list 1, number of hours studied was go in list 2. So this is one variable, quiz grades, right? So it goes in one list. Kick ass. Now, who remembers how to sort this? I think you guys should all have this in your calculators by now. How do I sort this mess? Stat. Sort A.
Then second.
Yeah. Let me see what it does if I always forget. If I do that, now watch it. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so what was the mistake I made up there? Right there. If I hit enter there, what mistake did I make? Yeah, so whenever you get an error and there's the go-to option, hell yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this is go to hell.
Oh. No. Yes, no. And sometimes there's a Goku option, but don't. That's, go to, it'll actually put the cursor on the issue. So then I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to tell it which list to sort. Okay. You guys with me? So the best syntax error to be is one that says go to, because if you pick that one, it'll put the cursor on the issue, which is awesome. And while I'm thinking about it, real quick, if I would do 8 minus 7, if I do 8 minus 7, well shit, that multiplied. How do I make this do what I want it to do?
Very right.
No. Sorry, I'm trying to highlight the difference between minus. There's a hardwired minus button, and there's a hardwired negative button. So just be careful about those two things. Right? Oh, does it say a mistake?
Yeah.
This one's too new. So yours has a syntax
Yeah,
here,
it does.
and it says go to. Okay. So my calculator is it's been smartened up a bit. It's assuming I mean to multiply. Okay. Anyway, sorry. All that crap's on the side. So if you go back into your list now, it's in order. So how in the world? Somebody remind me. How do I find P17? It's the new fitness craze. P17. Yes.
So you're looking for the 17th percentile under data.
Good.
You do 70% of 30. There's 30 is the total amount of elements in your data
I like it.
after it's sorted.
So I want to go 17% of the way into the list.
It has to be sorted first.
Beautiful. And this is 0.17 times 30. And what's 0.17 times 30? 5.1?
Not up to 6, right?
And round it up to 6. So what number is the sixth number? 71. Okay. Right? Is that okay? I did that a little fast, but 71. Bam. So of course, how do I find P72? Same two steps, right? But now I want to take what percentage of 30? 72% of 30. And what is that? 21.6. So I round that up to 22. And the 22nd number, 87. Thank you. Okay. Awesome. How you guys feel about that? That's the percentiles. They always mean the same damn thing, and you always calculate them the same. What would I have gotten that I wouldn't have rounded up? I would have done something different. If I get a whole number, what do I do?
Leave it at 5.
If I would have gotten 5 here exactly, what would I have done?
Add the
Average the 5th and the 6th. Kick ass. So if I'm a student in this class, I'm like hoping for a decimal, because then I just round up and take that number. If I get a whole number, I average that one with the next one. Okay. Conceptual question. There will always be conceptual questions on tests, always. Oh, thank you, Jeff, so much. What the hell does your answer to part B mean? What exactly does our answer to part B mean? Yeah.
Whoever's got the score of 71 is in the 17th percentile, meaning they're on the lower end scores, but they scored higher than 17.
There it is. I'm waiting for that. The last piece. Everything else was fine, but that last piece is crucial. If you scored a 71, it looks like 7.1 shit. A score of 71 was higher than 17% of all other students taking that quiz. Blah, 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 blah. Wowzers. I got my summer writing on. It's even worse than normal, so I'm sorry. What does it take for the 5-number summary? What do I need to calculate?
The min.
Yeah, so the min I can just see, right? What was the minimum grade?
65.
65. I love it. And then what are the other things in the middle?
Q1.
Q1? How do I calculate Q1? Yes. Beautiful.
25%.
So you take 25% of
It's 0.25 times 30.
30.
And it's number 8, so it's 71.
What do you get? 25% of 30 is?
I actually decimal and I rounded it up to 8.
I love it. So you get 7.5 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you round it up to 8. So the 8th number is the answer. And the 8th number you said was? 71. Q2. So again, Q2 is just P50, so half of 30. What's half of 30? Holy shit. And then I got a whole number, so what does that mean I have to do? Yeah, I have to average those two. So I could just see what number's in the middle of those two, and that is 82.5. Now let me show you a little. I showed you one little shortcut yesterday, I think it was. Let me show you another little shortcut. If this doesn't make sense, just do it like you normally would. You could take 75% of 30 and blah, blah, blah. But I really want this to make sense. The first quarter is 8 in from the bottom. So the third quarter should be 8 in from the top. If that doesn't make any sense, just do 0.75 times 30. But if I count 8 in from the top to get Q1, go to the 8th number, right? To get Q3, I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from the bottom. So let's see what I get if I do it the other way. 0.75 times 30 is 22.5? 22.5, so I rounded up to 23, which is the 23rd number, which is exactly what I just got doing it the other way. All right, so the 23rd number, so then this is equal to, you just forgot what it was, Jeff. Good job. 88. And what's the max number? 93? Okay. And I've given myself 0 room for this, what do you call it? Box plot. Thank you, thank you. I did? You got 89? For this guy? Oh. So right here, the 23rd number I see is 88. Yeah, sure. Trust me, everybody. Have you ever had a math teacher? I've had math teachers that say, I don't make mistakes. I am the first guy that will tell you I make mistakes. So I might have put something in wrong.
I had the worst teacher in junior year of high school who would always say, I never make mistakes, you all do.
So did he make a mistake?
I guess he
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was blame us.
And then that they get flustered. I'm like, no, I make a mistake. Holy crap. Call me out. Does anybody else get 88 for that? Yeah? Because okay. No?
For Q3, right?
Did you get 89?
Yeah, my calculator's probably
Sorry?
for Q2. Sorry, just yeah, I got 83 for Q2.
Oh, neato. Okay, so let me do this. Everybody just hang out. I'm going to put the data in again.
I got 88.
Okay, okay. Fun with numbers. Because all it takes is putting one number in wrong and the whole thing goes to shit. Just like that, right there. Where did I leave off? Okay, let's make sure. So thankfully it's 30, right? It's always nice when you see the right number of variable. Let me see. 73, 71, 83, 89, 60, 80, 82, 77, 83, 93, 89, 72, 74, 89, okay. Sort it. And then look at the 23rd number. 88, okay. And then what was the other one? The Q2 was between 15 and 16, right? So between 15 and 16, it's 82.5, right? Is that cool? Okay, okay. And again, that's why I give partial credit on stuff, because if you make a mistake like that, you either lose points once or I don't take any points off and just go with your work, right? As long as your work is correct and you made a silly mistake like you put a 60 instead of a 70, okay, I'll just make sure your work is right. Okay. So let's make a box plot out of this thing, a box and whisker. So how does that work? So I want to go from 65 up through 93. So I might as well go 65 to 95 and go by fives. Does that make sense? It's totally up to you. 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Yeah. Your scale must always be consistent. Otherwise, you're lying. Then what do I do to make a box and whisker? What do? I don't know. Yeah.
Put the lines for your 5
Yeah.
numbers.
So for the minimum, 65, put a line up there. Q1 is 71, put a line there. Q2 is 82.5, put a line there. Q3 is 88, put a line there. Maximum is 93, put a line there. Box off the middle 3. And this one's got little tiny whiskers. Yes.
I assume it's okay, just double checking. I did 60 through 100. Or was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you did 0 through 100, that would be an issue, right? You don't want too much empty space, but you just need to make a scale that where all your data fits in it, and you don't have too much empty space. So that sounds fine. Yeah, it's
Thought there was
perfect.
something I didn't know, but-
Perfect. Yeah, and again, so yeah, you can go from 60 to 100, go by tens. It's up to you, as long as it's consistent. Yeah. Is everybody cool with that? You guys? Yes.
Can you re-explain how you put the box?
Oh, so you're cool with me drawing the lines, right? Min, Q1, Q2, Q3 max, correct? Then you just box off the middle 3. Now, one thing I haven't talked about real quick is it possible that some of these are the same number? Is it possible any of these are the same number? I mean, just for some given data, could Q2 be the same as Q3?
Yes.
Yes, totally. Totally. Really easy to do. I just have a bunch of like 60, 65, 70, 72, 72, 72, 72, 72, 72, 72, holy shit. Right? So totally they could. So what you do then, let's say that, real quick, I don't want to take a ton of time doing this, but let's say this is what my shit and a half, my stuff looks like. Let's say this is what I get, yeah? Let's say that's what I get. What would that, damn it, what would that box and whisker plot look like? Well, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. I'd have a line at 60, a line at 65. I'm going to have 2 at 72, so I'm going to put a dotted line there. So dotted lines indicate overlap. And then I'm going to have a line at 80. So my middle three is, here's Q1 and Q2 and Q3. So my box will just look like that. And then my whiskers will look like this. So that's the weirdest that a box plot can get, is if there's 2 or more that kind of are the same. And then you get to an extreme. What if my data look like this? 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, nothing but 60s. Would I ever make a box plot out of that? No. Oh, hell no. What's the best visual? No visual. Just say they're all 60s. That's all you got to know, right? You guys with me? So yeah, there's some data. There's so many repeats. There's no point to the freaking box plot. Okay. Okay. And then we did this yesterday, this part with the golf balls. So you can watch that video if you missed out. All right, so today, what I want you guys to do. We also talked yesterday about the mean, median, mode, mid-range. Okay. Mid-range, like I said, isn't even in this book. So I got it here, but just to remind you guys, mid-range. Anybody remember what that formula was for that?
Plus the low over 2. The highest plus the lowest over.
High plus low divided by 2. I love it. So let me do this. How many people I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 23. That's so close. Okay. All right, I'm going to put you in groups. I don't know if anybody understands why I wanted 4 per group, because there's 4 sets of data. So one group's going to have 3 people. Could damn it. What do you think? Holy shit, I forgot math. Hold on. So groups of 4, so I'm going to count to 6. There it is. All right. So back here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the 4s are going to have 3 people. It's just the way it goes. So find your people and work on this sheet together.
Who's over here?
There's a bunch of space on this side of the room, so, you know. Everybody loves this side of the room. So has everybody got the idea of number 1? Every single thing I asked you to calculate for every single group came out to be? 13.
Oh, we really are doing unlucky numbers, huh?
Number 2 is asking you, if you just look at the sets of data, are they all the same? Would you say every set of data there is the same?
No.
Hell no. So there's a point I'm trying to make with this handout. So would you say each group of data is the same? No. Does that jive, does that agree with what we've done so far? What we've done so far makes it seem as if they're all the same. They all have the same 13, right? So that does not agree with what we saw. Okay, so now do number 3. Okay. What's up? Oh. Yeah, if you just look at the data this, they're not the same. There's obviously a median.
Yeah, it's not like group A is.
But that does not agree. All this work makes it seem as if they are the same.
But the groups are not.
But the groups of data are obviously different. So there's something else we can calculate that would differentiate between them.
So
Just calculating the centers did not do that for us.
So yeah, so no, they're not all the same, but also
Good.
yes at the same time. Right?
What do you mean? No, they're not all the same, and no, it does not agree with what we saw in number one, because number one makes it seem as if they're all the same.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the whole thing that we just had to do. I was looking at the okay.
Now, of course, for number three, I was really nice because it gave you the data in order already, right? So these should go very quickly.
Oh, you totally could make a chart like that, couldn't you?
Why not do that?
Instead of making 4 different ones.
Yeah. They're all going to have the same classes, so why not just make, that was my suggestion.
Yeah.
But you can still have one person do A, one person do B, right, so forth. But then you can collect them all together.
Because there's,
So just to do an example, to make sure everybody's on the right track. For group A, how many are from 6 to 8?
One.
There's one thing. How many are from 9 to 11?
0.
0. 12 to 14?
0.
No.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Or
7, 8.
I'm sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
Aren't
just
all the
said-
13s in
I
there?
said 8.
I know, I'm with you. But then I heard 2, and that made me freak out. How many from 15 to 17?
0.
None. And how many from 18 to 20?
1.
Oh, 1. Yes. Oh, well said. Cool whip.
Just keep this out.
Will Wheaton.
So I go to my house, I still say whiskey.
I'm not betting against that. Whiskey, yes.
That'd be Hot Rod and Stu Griffin.
There you go. Perfect.
I got both of them right.
I'll get your facts back. How do you guess?
Then the Hot Rod.
I could do, Hot Rod, yeah, that was with, Andy Stanford. Yeah.
And Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, yeah, he's one of my favorites. Yes.
for two.
Oh, for number 2?
Yeah, it's based on the explanation.
So if you just look at them,
Yeah.
they're obviously different. But all the work we did here makes it seem as if they're all the same. So no. I know they're all different, but the work we've done so far does not capture the difference. There is a difference between them, but it's not captured in these measure center work we did. So there must be something else we can calculate. So we know, just looking at the data, we know they're not the same. But all the work we've done so far makes it seem as if they would be the same. I got nothing but 13s. So there's some other thing, there's some other reason they're different. Okay. Okay. It's a little weird, because I'm trying to push us in a certain direction, so.
I don't understand the language.
Neither do I. Yeah, the measures of center
Right.
do not reflect the differences we saw. So what the differences, so here, you can kind of see what the differences are. So if you think of the mean, the measure center is home, which group stayed home more? No.
We know. So,
What's the mean? What's the middle? 13. So which group stayed at 13 more, stayed close to home? See, like here's has only 2 at home, yes? This has 8 home. Right? So A. And then B got further away from home. C got further away from home. D got the furthest away from home. So, yeah. I don't want to say it yet because it's the big reveal. Yeah. So explain what the differences are, I used this word yesterday. How, yeah. All right, let me catch up to you guys. Who has the stuff for B?
1, 2, 4, 2, 1.
Kick ass. Somebody else for C.
2. It's all 2.
Two. Okay.
3,
1, 1, 2.
3, 1, 2, 1,
3.
3.
Yeah. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. So I sort of set us up for this yesterday. I really, really desperately want this to make sense. Remember that example with the teachers and they said they both give an average of C? So that did not, by itself, the measure of center, let's say the median grade was a C for both, the mode was a C, the mean was a C, all this shit is a C, but then I came in with information about how spread out, and that helped me determine something. So here, we did all these freaking measures of center, and they did not distinguish. They didn't capture the differences. There are definitely differences here, correct? But if I only measure the center, that doesn't capture the differences. What are the differences is, which one of these, now remember, this is home, yes? This is the mean. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I thought you were about to ask.
Oh, I see, okay. This is home, yes? This I said like the way I think about it is like the mean is home. So I'm the parent, I have all these kids, I'm like, get the hell out of here. Which one had the most kids stay close to home? A, it had 8 kids. Only 2 kids kind of ventured out into the world. Yes? Which one had the least kids stay close to home? There's one clear winner. Which one had the kids get further away from home on average? D, for sure, right? So this one has the least, this one has the most. So the measurement that is missing, if I only calculate the center of data, I'm missing one measurement, and that measure is the spread. The spread of the data. So just looking at the numbers, I can even see this, but the distributions really help me see it. Which group got further away from the mean on average? D did. Both C and D only had 2 stay home, but D had more kids get further away from home. Are you with me? So whatever this spread, we're going to actually calculate a number that represents spread. And whatever that number is, it will be smallest for A and biggest for D, because D has the most spread. Maybe? I love you guys so much. Do you understand? If I call spread, if I calculate, if I consider spread to be how far away from the middle the data gets, then this got away from the middle the least. Yes? 8 of the freaking data points are right next to the mean, or in fact we know they're actually exactly the mean, right? These 2 only had 2 stay, but this one had the most get the furthest away. So it will be the most spread out amongst these. So I want to be able to, what I want to do is I want to get to a point where I can give one number for the middle, so the mean basically wins that contest. The mean is most often the useful. And then I want another number to tell me the spread. So I want to be able to calculate one number that represents how spread out the data is. So for example, if this one had a spread of 1, this one's going to have a spread of much more than that, right? Sorry, yes?
So the measure of center is the average, right?
Yes. It's either, well again, it's the mean, median, mode, mid-range. These are all measures of center. The one that wins, the one that we use the most often, is what we call the average, is the mean.
Okay, so it can refer to anything, like any of the modes.
The funny thing is the word average actually means any of them. But the way we use average in everyday life is we mean the mean, right? So the mean is the one we're going to use the most often because it's the most often, most important one that makes the most sense.
And then how do will the question like specify what we're supposed to be basing it off of? Or is it like, we just know?
We'll get there. Okay. I like that question. We'll get there.
And when we're talking about spread, is this like we're talking about like standard deviation?
Totally.
Okay.
I haven't called it that yet. Sorry, there was somebody else? No? You guys good? Okay. All right, I love you guys so much. Okay, so this I understand the sheet's a little bit weird, but I'm trying to make a general conceptual point. doesn't make sense. If I have a set of data and I know what the middle is, and I know how spread out the data is, that's the two most important things to tell me. If I have 800 data points, would you rather be told what every data point is, or get two numbers that summarizes what's the middle, how spread out is it? I'd much rather get what's the middle, how spread out it is. Correct? No? Or would you rather have all 800? To be honest, I would rather have the raw data. But if I didn't want to look at all that shit, I just want two numbers. Okay, so now we're going to transition into how the hell do you calculate that spread number, right? What time is it? Ooh, might be a good time for a break. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a break. Yeah, let's make it 15 minutes today because I want to kind of let us out a little bit early. So come back at 10:45.